over here. Vicki.
I.e.
Yeah, I'm like, that don't look right. There we go. Today's the 9th. All right, and we're going live.
Yay.
Good morning, Vicki.
Good morning, Carolyn. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Doing wonderful.
That's good. Well, I got us on here live on Facebook. I'm going to see if, wait a couple minutes to see who joins with us so we could get any
Sure.
questions they have. Let's see here. All right. So far, we got a couple viewers here.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, you holding up okay over there?
I am. I'm getting a lot of rest.
I think we all are.
I'll be glad to get back to work, though, let me tell you.
Me too. Well, back to the office where everybody's going to be here.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a few people watching. So, Vicki, I know who you are, but there's probably people out there who don't know who you are. Why don't you tell me who's Vicki?
Okay. My name is Vicki Cella. I live in Eustis, Florida. I am a salon owner, artist, photographer, now metal detectorist. So.
Okay. I know at your salon you do some amazing work with those nails.
Oh, thank you.
You've been in some magazines for it, right?
Yes, magazines, nail competitions for it, and I enjoy what I do.
That's awesome. Well, how long have you been detecting, Vicki?
Approximately 3.5 years now.
Okay. What got you interested into detecting? What made you pick up that detector?
Well, Kathy Waters, who's a friend of mine, she's like, oh, I go metal detecting and I go to this meeting and it's pretty cool. You should go. And I'm like, nah, I'm not interested. And she's like, yeah, you got to go. You got to go. And it's like, okay, I'll go. And from day one, I was hooked.
And
You know,
at the meeting, that's the CFMDC, and you hold a position on the board.
yes, I am treasurer now. This is my second year.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know what we'd do without you, Vicki, because you manage all of our money, make sure everything's good. So, and I know. Well, what detector is it that you swing? Do you have just one? Do you have more than one?
Well, I started off with the Bounty Hunter Sharpshooter too, because I bought it off of Kathy, just to kind of get started, just, get your feet wet to see if it'd be, something I would want to do on a full-time basis or whatever. And the more stuff that I was finding and helping people, it was like, this is cool. And it's like, okay, now I got to jump up to the big boy guns and, get I got a good deal on the AT Pro, and I love it so far.
Awesome. I like the AT Pro. It's so easy to use, and it's definitely an upgrade from your starter machine, but everybody starts with one detector, and then you kind of grow into the next detector.
Yeah, mine's getting a little dust on it right now.
Do you have your eyes set on your next detector yet, or are you going to stay with the Pro for a while?
I think I'm going to stay with the Pro for a while. I still need to learn that a little bit more.
Okay. And I know you got a group on Facebook and a YouTube channel. Want to talk a little bit about that?
Okay, well, I started with a ladylike metal detecting and just kind of showing the videos and stuff that I find. A lot of my clients are like, what did you find this week? Or who did you help? And they want to see it. So I figured I'd just go ahead and, post videos and let them enjoy.
Well, I did want to let you know, Jerry and Ken are on, and they said
hi guys.
And we
Good
also
morning.
have Wade is on, and he said good morning as well.
Good morning.
And I see Leilani's watching as well.
Hey, girl.
Oh. And she was really excited that you were coming on today.
Oh, really?
Yes, she was. Yep.
Okay.
So, now with your Lady Luck detecting, I know you do more than just metal detecting.
Yes.
What
Well,
else is it?
I gotten on YouTube like everybody else does and looking through different things that people do. And sure enough, there's this stuff called magnet fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured, well, shoot, that's easy enough to do. So I went out there and started doing that and started finding some really unique things and rods and reels and voodoo pots. And
So what's this voodoo pot that you found?
well, it's actually, I've got it with me. It's a cauldron. It's about 7 to 8 inches. And if you can see it here, all right.
Wow.
Inside the cauldron, it was actually in a sleeping bag cover wrapped
Okay.
up. And I've got the video on, my page. And we opened it up, and there's like railroad spikes, there's horseshoes, there's these metal objects here. It's actually a hunting bow.
Okay.
And a lot of the iron tools, if you can see them.
Oh yeah.
There
Yes.
we go. And there was several of those things in there. And after doing some research, it's a South African religion
Mm-hmm.
to an iron god named Ogdon.
Okay.
And that's how they, it's like their offering pot. It's for good harvest and just kind of a good thing, not really a bad voodoo cursing, thing. So.
Right. That's really cool. I bet it surprised you when you pulled it up and found all that stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. First, when you're pulling, stuff out of a bag, you're like, oh God, please don't be a human head or something in here.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, absolutely. Was that one of your favorite finds magnet fishing? What else
I
have
would
you
say
found?
so. Brand new rods and reels. People dropped in lots of old-fashioned lures that people have lost
Okay.
over the years. Steering wheels,
Mm-hmm.
rear end ring gears, and just different things. Oh, and like an antique caster with a porcelain
Okay.
ball,
Yep.
the roller. Yeah, several of those.
Wow. I know there's a group up in Washington, and they're trying to break the Guinness Book of World Record for the most metal pulled out of a waterway. And
Okay.
I see all of the stuff they're pulling out, full electrical boxes, shopping carts, and
Yep.
they've got this huge pile of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when you're pulling that magnet out, are you ever afraid it's going to get stuck?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, you get worried a little bit, and then you start doing some side walking and trying to get it untangled. And I've been lucky so far. I haven't lost any of my magnets yet. I've got
Okay.
3.
Okay. Um, what's the weight on your magnets? Because I know they go up really big.
I have started off with a 260-pound pull. I
Okay.
have a double-sided 800, which is 4 on each side, and
Mm-hmm.
then Bertha, she's the 1100-pound pull.
Wow. And what did you use to pull the pot up? Which one were you using with that?
Actually, the 260.
The
Most of my
260.
stuff is the 260.
I've got one and mine's a 300 pound, and I kind of think I don't know if I want to get an 1100 pound. What if I hooked onto a car or something like
Yeah,
that?
right. And
How would you
it
get it
makes you
out?
tired too, throwing it, because it is heavy.
Right.
So
Okay.
I just, I start off with the small one and,
Mm-hmm.
figure out where I'm throwing. And then if I can't pull it, then I bring out the next one, and
Okay.
throw in the same area and hopefully catch it.
And when you go out magnet fishing, what do you bring with you?
Let's see, of course, a buggy to carry bucket with, so I can carry my scraps with me, because you don't
Mm-hmm.
want to leave your mess behind. Gloves, extra towels, bug spray,
Mm-hmm.
extra pair of pliers. That way you can kind of pry some of that stuff away from your magnet. It
Okay.
helps.
I saw we had Brute Magnets. Clay set us some demos when we went to pound the ground, and we
Mm-hmm.
had a 300. No, I think it was the 575 was stuck on an axe head, and we couldn't get that thing off. So there was a girl. She was a tiny little girl, and her boyfriend Eric said, "You know what? If you pull this magnet off of here, he's like, I'll marry you." And we'd been trying for
Uh-oh.
2 days to get this thing off. She put it on the ground, stood on each side of the axe head, and boom, pulled it up. And
Nice.
we all just stared like none of the big guys could get it off. Nobody could get that thing off. And all it took was him saying, "I'll marry you if you do that." And she was
Hey.
able to pull it off, which was really funny. We have Jen, Chris, and Rachel have joined and they're watching. And
Good
Mike
morning.
said good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So I definitely think that the magnet fishing is something that kind of goes hand in hand with metal detecting. Um,
Hmm.
do you do it all off docks, or where do you really typically go?
The majority is off of the docks because it's a little bit easier. I have thrown, from shoreline, but then you have to worry about, snakes and things.
Right.
Now I do get involved with Eustace cleanup, which what they do is they meet once a month and they go around and pick up the trash that's, around our lakes.
Okay.
Anywhere from paper to syringes to whatever's, that people leave behind.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times the originator of the group, she saw, my magnet fishing and we got together and I kind of taught her, a couple of, ideas and, we kind of meet up and we actually use our magnets to collect a lot of the metal junk that's in the waterways.
Okay.
Because it does throw off toxins being, irons and steel and things like that.
Wow.
And plus a lot of times you can kind of wrap the rope around whatever object and kind of pull it in that direction. That way they can grab it.
Okay.
That's teamwork.
Okay. Well, that's really cool. I know that Allison was talking yesterday and she was saying the same thing. I mean, our hobby is not only do you have a chance to go out there and find treasure, but you are cleaning up the environment. You're finding all kinds of garbage that, with the metal detector, with the magnet, and just cleaning it up. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of good that the hobby does do as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I wanted to talk to you because you're kind of the person, if somebody in the club can't find a ring, you're really good at tracking down owners of rings.
A little
You want to
bit.
talk a little bit about that and some of the stories that you've helped find?
Okay. When I had first started with the Central Florida Metal Detecting Club, we had a group meet, and one of the members happened to approach me, and he's like, "You live in Eustis, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I found a class ring, Eustis, 1968. I
Oh,
need to
wow.
help find the owner." So of course, I'm on the phone right away because some of my clientele are like third and fourth generation Eustonians is what we call them.
Okay.
And so I started calling around, and within 2 weeks, not
Mhm.
even that, we had returned the ring back to the owner.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
she was right in Mount Dora.
Really? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So she got it back right before her 50th
So
class
she could wear
reunion.
it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's
It's
on her
so
pinky now, but
it's always good finding class rings, returning them. Have you
Mhm.
done any other ones, or are you assisting anybody? I know I just told somebody to reach out to you for help.
Okay. Actually, from one post that I had put about, the class ring find,
Mm-hmm.
someone else said, "Hey, I found a class ring in my backyard." And this is within a couple of days of the first one. So
Okay.
it's like, well, shoot, let me try. And come to find out, I was able to contact this woman, called her office directly. It's like, "Did you go to Eastridge High School in class of," and she's like, "Yeah." I said, "Did you lose a class ring?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "I think we found it." Sure enough, it was hers.
Did she remember when she had lost it?
Yes, and she said it was right off of whatever street that he was close to because she would go over there as, a childhood,
Mm-hmm.
playground. She goes, "Yeah, I used to go over there all the time."
Wow, that's amazing. That's
So,
really cool. I like being able to go out, even if I was talking yesterday. I have a ring that I'm still trying to trace down the owner. Maybe I should reach out to you because there's some
sure.
very distinct names on it. It's not a class ring though; it's a wedding band. And I
Oh,
tried
okay.
Facebook and different things, and I haven't been able to track down the owners. I found it on Tybee Island, and it was spring break, so
Okay.
that makes it a little even more hard because it was spring break. They could have been from anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. The only thing about, trying to return class rings, you might find the information and you know where they're at, you know their phone number, you see them on Facebook.
Mhm.
but they don't respond,
Right.
because of the way, life is today. People are getting scammed. They're afraid to answer any kind of email or, something like that, because they think, well,
Right.
hey, we're holding your ring hostage, and
Yeah.
it's like, unfortunately, there's good people like us that, we
Mhm.
want to get your stuff back.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Vicky, aside from your class rings and some of the stuff you found with the magnet fishing, what's one of your most memorable finds?
For metal detecting.
Yes.
Okay. Memorable would be the first ring that I helped find for, she was a hair student when I was
Mhm.
teaching, and she put a post on Facebook, I lost my wedding band. Is there anybody that has a metal detector? It's like, okay. I reached out to her. She goes, well, one of the girls here's husband's got one. And it's like, he's going to go try. And it's like, okay. I said, if you have any problem, you know, extra people always help,
Mhm.
you know, and it's
Yes.
like, let me know. So the next morning, and it's like, I'm not seeing anything, saying that, hey, I found it. So I called her up. It's like, did you have any luck? And she's like, no. So I said, okay, I had some extra time before, my first client. I went out there and, I kind of retraced whatever steps she took, because it was a
Mhm.
long distance. And
Mhm.
it's like, where do you park? How do you walk into your work?
Right.
And I walked, the way into her job, said hi to, some friends, and turned around and walked back out. And it's like, let me try this area one more time, because she said she parks right here. And usually you got your hands full or whatever. And sure
Mhm.
enough, I swung and it beep, there it is. And it was just barely sticking up above the ground.
Wow, that's
So,
awesome.
so
Was
yeah,
there have you
that's
ever
always a
found
good one.
have you ever found anything besides your pot that you found magnet fishing that just was like, this is really weird. What is this? Anything really weird detecting?
I wouldn't say weird, because I've been able to, pretty much find out what everything is.
Okay. All right. And what type of hunter do you think you are? Do you think you're a beach detector, a relic hunter, more of a coin shooter, all around? What do you enjoy the most?
Relic, definitely. I tried for coins like everybody else does.
Hmm.
But definitely, I'm not that fortunate enough at the beach. Beach is kind of tricky. You've got to learn it.
Yes, it is. It is. And especially when you start getting out in the water, you have to be more coordinated because you've got to scoop, you've got waves hitting you, and then you got to, okay,
Hmm.
here's a target. How am I going to get this out? And it takes a lot of coordination to really be able to
Right.
start doing it.
Yeah.
Um, I've done it a
Learning your
little.
cuts and everything. That's whew.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Let's see here. We have Christopher Bray, and he's joined us from Scotland. He's on
Oh,
here, which is
hello.
really cool. And Mark just joined as well. And so I just want to say hi and good morning to everybody. And if
Good
anybody has a
morning.
question for Vicky, go ahead and put it in the chat, and I'll be sure to let her know that you have a question. Let's see here. Um, Chris said that he's a land detectorist, not really the beach. So
Yeah, yeah. I can feel you right there.
most people think when, especially that we're in Florida, that we all run to the beach, but there's a lot of relic hunters down here. A lot of people that
Yeah.
like going for the relics. I mean, it's nice to
Hmm.
be able to go to the beach and cool off when it gets to be 100 degrees in the summertime, but
Right.
everybody
I mean,
else is
I'd love to find that big diamond ring or something, but
yeah.
that's it's not happening.
Yep. It takes a little bit of luck too. You got to
Yeah.
go over your coils, got to swing over it to find it. And just somebody else had to have missed it. Our beaches
Hmm.
down here, for the most part, they're pretty clean. I mean, there's
Right.
sometimes I'm walking down the beach and I don't hear anything, and I think that my detector's broken because I don't hear anything at all. But
Hmm.
it's just they're really clean.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So,
one good thing, I do talk to my clients, since they have been around for, a long time.
mhm,
And I asked them information so far as the history, and, where was this old school? Where was this old house or old building? And I have clients that are like in their 90s, and they can tell you some great history stories.
mhm.
So it's like, well, I know this guy. You want me to call him? And it's like, sure.
Do you find it pretty easy to get permissions?
So
Just try.
far, yes. Yeah, I haven't really cold called anybody yet. I've got,
Hmm. Yeah.
it's kind of hard to do for me.
Well, what I do is like if I see there's a yard sale going on, they're already in their yard, so I go up and especially if it's an old house, look
Hmm.
around, start talking about the house, and it's pretty easy to get a permission that way when you go like that because they're not in the house, you're not knocking on the door.
Right, right. Yeah, it's that, knock on the door because, everybody's kind of weary nowadays.
Yes, yes, they are. Where you live over there in Eustis, it's pretty old over there.
Yeah, we do have some old areas that were from the 1800s,
Okay,
settlers.
okay. Yeah, most of the stuff down here, I mean, we find some 1800s. Of course, we have our Spanish history down here, but for the most part, most of the houses around here are 20s, 30s. So I wish we could be somewhere up in like New England where they go back
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
further, have a chance to
Hmm.
find some colonial history.
Right.
So,
Yeah, the docks that I was magnet fishing on, if you look at some of the old maps and old photographs, there was actually boathouses that
oh,
were out
okay.
on the water. So, people throw stuff, and accidentally drop stuff. So
Hmm.
it's a good area to be in, so far
Yeah,
as that.
yeah, absolutely. Do you have any advice for any new detectorist? What would be your best
Practice.
advice?
Lots of practice. Start that garden that you'd ever heard about. Plant things, your coins, your tin, your pop tops, pull tabs, and just go out there and practice. Learn the sounds, learn your signals. I mean, you're not going to find the signals aren't going to match up a lot of times, but at least give you a basic idea of what you're looking for.
Let's see. Christopher said that there's too much modern stuff that he's found on the beaches. Have some old land permissions beside castles. So find normally silvered hammer, mainly from 1100 to 1600 period.
Sweet.
Could you imagine?
Let's go.
Yes, we're jumping on a plane and headed over. We're
Hey,
coming to your land.
I'd love it.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. Um, let's see. Richard's joined us from the TCAS Club. He's going to be on tomorrow. I see he just joined as well. So he
Good
wants to see what it's
morning.
all about. He's probably nervous about tomorrow.
It, it's easy.
It is. You just talk to people.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here for. Just kind of talk about metal detecting, hear different stories.
Hmm.
Do you have any other memorable stories, Vicky, about going out?
Hmm.
Okay.
I had actually had gallbladder surgery last October,
Mhm.
and of course you're not supposed to be doing a lot of strenuous things.
Yep.
And after about 10 days, I was getting a little restless. I was
Mhm.
feeling better, and I get a text message saying, "Did you get my message about the guy that lost his ring?" And it's like, "No, I didn't. Sorry, I've been in the hospital."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Well, our neighbor." His wife had passed and he was out trying to cut the grass and he was doing the pull start thing and he
Right.
lost the ring that belonged to his wife, belated wife.
Mhm.
And it's like, well, it can't be that difficult to swing a metal detector, just to walk,
Yeah.
at least try to help him. And I get over there and talk to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I was pulling over here, and it's like, but I cut the back grass." So it's like, "Well, I'm gonna have to search everything," and I think I searched everything, twice, just walking casually,
Mhm.
and I got a signal, and he said it was a silver ring, so I knew what signal to listen for,
Mhm.
and I pulled up a silver ring, and it's like, "Oh, is this it?" And he's like, "No, that's not it." And he goes, "But you can have it. You can have it." And while talking to him, the building was an old schoolhouse,
Oh, wow.
from the 1940s, and
Okay.
so he goes, "So anytime you're welcome back, to, go metal detecting and
Mhm.
everything." And he come out one more time. "Oh, any luck, any luck?" And I'm like, "No." And I was starting to get, tired and I was getting sore. And I was, working on that last line. And sure enough, I hit the signal and pop that sucker out of the ground. It's like, is this it? And he goes, oh my God, yes, thank you.
That's awesome.
You know, when the tears roll off of a client, you know you made your day.
Yep, absolutely. I want to let you know Jerry Henson actually joined and he said hello. And
Hello.
Eric Wallace says he said he was just dropping in to say hi to everyone. So he's
Hello,
on
hello.
now. And we're welcome to go dig up those 1100 to 1600 period coins with
All
Christopher.
right.
He said we're welcome anytime. So let's get this
Yes.
plan to get over there.
Oh, yeah.
So another thing that I know that you've been involved on, we can't really say too much about what it was, but you have been on some evidence recoveries with police departments.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
do
That,
believe you took a magnet out to the last one.
yes. Actually, Gary Pinta and myself were out with magnets, and we tried. And of course, we were trying to find any kind of, evidence,
Right.
to bring, peace to the mother kind of deal. So,
Yeah.
you do what you can.
You can. And I'll say it again, this hobby is so much more than just going out and finding something really cool. What you give back to the community, how you clean up the environment. It's just a really cool thing that we do.
Yeah.
And I like seeing when people get excited about it or when they find their first big find, seeing that joy, that thrill. And it's
Oh,
really
yeah.
funny. Last night we were with work, we were doing a video with some of the management and everything. And they started talking about how they found this Hot Wheels car or they found a token and just seeing them so excited about what they found. I mean, that's one of the best things I love about the hobby is seeing everybody else's excitement.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fun to go out and detect by yourself. A lot of people do it. I do it sometimes, but
Right.
it's a lot more fun when you're out with a group of friends and you're
Oh,
finding
yeah.
stuff and sharing that excitement with everybody.
You just pack a picnic and have a good day.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. Let's see here.
Now, I do want to try to get my scuba license.
Oh, do you?
Yes, I do.
You get to swim with the sharks?
No.
Me neither. That's one of the things that scares me the most. But we got alligators. We could go in somewhere in an
I can
alligator.
trust a gator better than I can a great white, let me tell you.
That would be really cool. That would be awesome
Mm-hmm.
to get out there, do some scuba diving.
Yeah, just in the local lakes. Because I do have a client, of course, another belated, husband, and fishing, pulling up his boat, and he dropped a very expensive ring in a lake. I know where it's at, but I gotta have scuba gear to get there.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's really cool, though. I think trying to learn different types of metal detecting, just exploring, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot.
Mhm.
So, do you got anything else you want to talk about Vicky, about detecting?
Well, let me tell you, after joining, the metal detecting club, I have met so many good friends, along the way, and they have shared so many experiences and tech talks and, words of encouragement. And it's like, they have something and it's like, oh, that's cool. They're like, here, take it.
Yeah.
They're very loving family. It really is.
It is. It is. That's one of the best parts about metal detecting is the people you meet, the friends that you meet metal detecting, they're going to be friends for life
Yes.
and they're going to do anything. And I think we were both very fortunate with the club when we joined and we knew nothing about detecting. We had those members that took us under their wings and gave us tips and tricks and helped
Oh, yeah.
us really get into the hobby.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I love that. I think one of the most interesting people to talk to, if you get a chance, is talk to Ralph Flippo. The stories that he tells, because he's been around for so long, it's just amazing to sit there and talk to him and
Mm-hmm.
listen to his advice and what it was like. Jim Fielding, too, when he starts talking
Oh, yeah.
about
Definitely, Jim.
Jim's got some stories. I can't wait for him to join us next week because
Oh, yeah.
he's a really good guy.
Oh, yeah.
So. All right. So Christopher said he's thinking about a new detector soon. What would you recommend? My main machine at the moment is a Fisher F75, and
Hmm.
that would be his good backup machine. What would you recommend?
Oh Lord. I've heard, people saying from AT Pro to the Equinox to the Simplex. I mean, you
Mhm.
just have to look at the specs and what you plan to do with it.
Yep,
Try it
absolutely.
out, give it a test drive, because
Yep.
there's a lot of, manufacturers that will have events. Try it out.
Yep, they do. They come out and that's what they're there for. So you could try it, see how it's going to
Hmm.
work. But yeah, all three of those machines that you just mentioned, the Equinox, the AT Max or AT Pro, and the
Hmm.
Simplex, those are definitely our top sellers. People love them. But
Hmm.
even looking at different machines, he uses the F75 currently. I know that the Technetics T2, that's a Killer Relic machine.
Okay.
A lot of people like that machine, and it's pretty similar to what he has with the F75.
Hmm.
So,
And do whatever you can afford.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Vicki, it's about 10:01. That's going to wrap up our coffee with Kellyco for the day. I
Good
really
morning.
Good morning. Cheers. We could clink to the screen. I really appreciate you coming on and joining us.
Thank you for
Um,
having me.
you're welcome. And I know we'll be talking tomorrow night. We're going to do
Mm,
a meeting for the club tomorrow night and
yes.
try to get everybody together. But thanks again, and you have a great day.
All right.
And
I miss everybody.
yes, I think
Be
everybody
safe.
misses one. Yes, be safe, be careful out there, and we'll see you
Definitely.
guys tomorrow morning.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.